Walking through the small streets of Córdoba, visitors gradually approach the Mosque-Cathedral of Córdoba. These narrow, traditional alleyways lead toward one of the most significant religious monuments in Spain. Located in the Andalusian region, the building is also known in Spanish as the Mezquita, meaning mosque. From the outside, the building immediately captures attention with its historic architecture. Though it is now officially known as the Cathedral of Our Lady of the Assumption, the structure still retains much of its original Islamic design. This blend of mosque and cathedral elements is what makes the building unique and historically significant. Inside, the most striking feature is the hypostyle hall. This hall dates back to the mosque's original construction and was used as the main prayer space for Muslims. Over time, the space served multiple purposes within the religious community. The hall itself is large and flat, with timber ceilings supported by rows of two-tiered arches. These arches are a defining feature. The lower level features horseshoe arches, while the upper level consists of semicircular arches. The use of double-tiered arches was not just decorative, but also allowed for a greater ceiling height and more open space. At the southern end of the hall is the mihrab, a niche that symbolically marks the direction of Mecca for prayer. This mihrab is richly decorated and architecturally emphasized, surrounded by a structure known as the maqsura. The maqsura was a designated area for the emir or caliph to pray in private. Both the mihrab and the maqsura were added during an expansion ordered by Caliph Al-Hakam II. Amid the Islamic architecture, Christian elements rise in the form of a cathedral. After the Christian conquest of Córdoba, the mosque was converted into a cathedral. Today, Christian structures such as altars, chapels, and a nave are integrated into the historic mosque. These additions represent the religious and political shift in the city, creating a physical blend of Islamic and Christian architectural elements. The origins of the mosque date back to the founding of the Umayyad Emirate in Al-Andalus by Abd ar-Rahman I in the year 756. Abd ar-Rahman was a fugitive and one of the few surviving members of the Umayyad royal family, which had ruled the first hereditary caliphate based in Damascus, Syria. After fleeing to the Iberian Peninsula, he established a new Islamic state and began constructing this mosque as a symbol of the Umayyad legacy in the West. The mosque was built in stages by successive rulers and quickly became a center of religious, cultural, and political life in Al-Andalus. Today, the Mosque Cathedral also contains museum areas that offer insight into its long and complex history. These sections preserve artifacts and architectural details from different periods, allowing visitors to better understand the cultural and religious transformations the building has undergone over the centuries. Outside, visitors can explore the Patio de los Naranjos, or the courtyard of the orange trees. This courtyard, historically known as the Son, was an integral part of the original mosque complex. Until the 11th century, it consisted of unpaved earth planted with citrus and palm trees. Initially, the trees were irrigated using rainwater collected in cisterns, and later through aqueduct systems. Archaeological excavations show that the trees were planted in a geometric pattern, and surface irrigation channels were used to distribute water across the courtyard. This setup reflects the early engineering techniques and urban planning practices of Islamic Córdoba. The Mosque-Cathedral of Córdoba stands today as a unique example of architectural adaptation and religious transformation. Originally constructed as a grand mosque under the Umayyads, it was later converted into a Christian cathedral while retaining much of its original structure. With its iconic hypostyle hall, decorative mihrab, and layered expansions, the building continues to attract global visitors interested in its design, history, and cultural significance. From Abd ar-Rahman I's vision to Al-Hakam II's artistic additions, and the later Christian incorporation, every phase of the structure tells a part of Córdoba's diverse and historic identity.